All right, we're live. Test, 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 test 1, 2. Okay, so what were you saying? Blaydes versus Pavlovich. Winner gets just winner just gets a title, like not even a title shot. Just they give him a title.
Hand it to him. Well, if obviously it's a big if, and the fact that I don't know what John Jones is going to do, but if John Jones beats Stipe in this fight,
Mm-hmm. Which honestly, I feel like is more likely to happen than. I feel like it's more likely that either guy retires if they win, or even lose.
that's what
Then
I'm saying. I think both these guys are going to retire after the next fight.
yeah, like it's more likely that both of them leave that like than it is that either one stay.
It's a vacant title.
So let's just assume the title is
It's
vacant.
hypothetical to consider who you would do the next title shot to. I think the only one that makes sense is Blaydes versus Cyril Gane.
Okay, so let's take a look at the heavyweight rankings right now.
And then Cyril would lose because Cyril can't wrestle apparently.
Well, remember, dude, they wanted to make Blaydes versus Gon, and Gon said no. I'm going to call out John Jones instead. So this is a division. John, I mean, he was kind of joking about it, right? Because this was right after Blaydes beat Aspinall, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to fight Blaydes. I want to fight the next title." So we have John Jones as champ. Number 1 is Cyril Gane. Number 2 is Stipe. Number 3 is Pavlovich. Number 4 is Blaydes. So is the UFC shooting themselves in the foot by putting on this fight? Because I guess we can keep going.
Tom Aspinall's nursing an injury. Tai Tuivasa coming off a loss.
We'll do. Cyril Gane coming off a loss. Stipe Miocic coming off a loss. Pavlovich and Blaydes are on a good win streak. Tom Aspinall coming off a loss and an injury. Tai Tuivasa coming off a loss. He's number 6. Alexander Volkov, I guess he's coming off a win. Who did he beat?
He beat that one.
Oh yeah, Romanov.
But he already didn't Blaydes and Volkov already fight, and it was kind of shitty.
Did they fight?
I just don't think you have a lot of options at heavyweight. Is all I'm saying.
And then Rosenstrike is coming off a loss. Marcin Tybura, I think, is coming off a win. Derek Lewis off a loss. The only other person that's like on any kind of a streak is Jailton Almeida, and he's ranked number 12. The heavyweight division is fucked, bro.
Yeah, it is pretty tough.
So I just think if
I just think it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, Cyril Gane is coming off a loss, but I don't think people are like low on Cyril Gane as a result. Giving people title shots off losses isn't unheard of.
yeah, I just want Cyril Gane on it. Like, I honestly don't even want to see him back in there because I just want him to get good at wrestling. His wrestling is not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, I'm going to reserve judgment a little bit, though, because it was John Jones. But
Come
also,
on.
he gave up. He gave it.
Yeah, like, come on, dude. It,
The issue wasn't him getting even taken down. The issue was, like, gave up the opportunity for a takedown so easily.
he failed in every step of the way to getting submitted.
Pretty much, yeah. Alright, this fight should be decent.
Oh, yeah, Wells versus Semmelsberger. Yeah, like, I think there is something to be said about taking time away from the octagon to just, like, work on your skills. Like, we all love active fighters, but we love active fighters when they're already finished products. Like, Izzy, he's been working on his wrestling, but it's not like. But he's also just found a way to be able to. I guess it's not like it wasn't a gaping hole in his game that needed to be addressed urgently. He's been working on like his proactive wrestling. Dude, is this woman the new Megan O'Leary? Charlie Arnholt edging her out. What?
I don't know. The fucking introducer woman was making a big deal about how Sam Wilsberger has to give up Sal's skills.
Oh, I have it on mute, so I don't have to listen to her bullshit.
Bullshit, holy shit.
Semmelsberger has some really bad tattoos. I wonder, like, if people that get bad tattoos have someone in their life that's like, Matt, those tattoos they're really bad. Like, does he walk around? Does he just like walk around, go through life thinking that his tattoos are like super artistic and awesome? He's like, I have my nickname tattooed on my shoulder, but I have the Superman symbol instead of the S. This is so creative. Hmm?
That's his nickname, am I?
Semi the Jedi.
You can't have like a I don't know, like a nickname that includes an epithet in your
Oh, yeah.
you know? Too much.
My nickname has nicknames on it.
It's like basically feels like that.
Yeah. Like the hairy eagle.
The chosen one. Oh, the force haver.
It is too much. It is too much. All right, who's going to win this fight?
You don't win this one. Who knows?
I'm going to say Jeremiah Wells either knocks him out on the feet or TKOs him. What weight class is this? Featherweight?
No way, dude. It's welterweight.
It is?
Dude, is Semmelsberger was a featherweight? That's crazy.
Dude, I have such bad, like, size perception when I see fighters. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. It is welterweight. Because Morono fought Ponzi. I like how he bites his gum guard, his gum shield. Dude, Jeremiah Wells screaming as he gets in the cage. Dude, would it be against commission rules if like your opponent's like sideways dashing around the cage and you just stuck your foot out and tripped him? Oh my god, dude. He's doing the running thing like he did in his fight against Blood Diamond and when he tripped. And then he like ran into the ref. I really
Your fight already started?
no.
Okay. Yeah, he's running, yeah. I was making sure it was just a fight first. That was pretty funny.
I know it was.
He's randomly turning his back to the diamond and runs around the cage into the ref. Then, like, Blood Diamond came up to him and tripped him. Oh shit, he fights in Frederick and Maryland just in the parents' stuff.
Oh damn. Maybe. Is it? What kind of gym is it?
Like anything. We're looking at anything,
Dude, Jeremiah Wells is like kind of scaring me. Dude, it's Maryland versus Philadelphia.
pretty shitty.
Yeah. I know, that's what I was gonna say. Like, which is the least bad? Hyun Ko? Oh my god. These guys look hilarious. Dude walks right into a right straight.
No, dude.
That was. God damn it, are you ahead of me? What time are you at?
I'm at 4:35 now.
Dude, this is a crazy fight.
It's crazy.
Oh, I'm at 4:35 now. Did Jeremiah Wells just like get kneed in the face? Jeremiah Wells' like chin is just like, nah, I'm not even gonna pretend to be here anymore. Just like, do your own thing. Dude, this fight is crazy. Dude, Semmelsberger's like gripping his chin.
Like, kind of like broken and delirious, you know?
I know, this is a good bad fight. Oh my god, did he knock him out with elbows?
I thought he did there too, but
Yeah, I guess not.
dropping low, I guess.
Dude, I've never seen that before. Semmelsberger walks out like this, and then he's just like, bop. He's like crouched down. It's like, oh, I'll just walk right into your range. Wasn't even like a jab or anything. He just like blasted the right hand. Dude, fuck, why is Semmelsberger allowing himself to clinch? I feel like he should break away and just start like beating on him.
Oh! It wouldn't be broken and delirious if he did that, though.
Dude, fuck, you're like 10 seconds ahead of me. Oh, the trip? That was a pretty good trip.
Players make mistakes, and then they get punished.
Dude, Semmelsberger's kind of a dumbass, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the biggest credit I can give him to his fight IQ is when he was getting punched in the face, he went for a takedown. And that was in a different fight. Yeah. Oh, dude, I've never seen that before. Are you allowed to do that? He's like grinding his elbow into the guy's throat.
Yeah, I definitely do that.
Can you like throat punch someone?
I think they're not allowed those strikes.
Well, he's basically like a ground and pound elbow, but in his throat. And whatever. You can tap if he's can't if his trachea gets collapsed. Just tap. Matt Semmelsberger. This is how you lose a round, big boy. So this is my thought. This is kind of how I view rounds. And I think this is kind of like how people intuitively view it, although I don't think it's written out in the scorecards. But like, I think damage should have precedence over a lot of other things. But I think that like as the damage, like the further away you get from the damage, the less impact it has in the round for me. Like if you land a huge punch and you rock someone, that's like gives you a ton of points. But then if the guy's just like controlling you on top, like after being rocked, it starts like to diminish and diminish. So like the more time there is between that.
I feel like that's kind of convoluted.
It's not convoluted. It's just how people view the fight. What time are you at? Oh my god! That was actually good punching. Oh, I had to refresh, so I'm ahead of you. At like a minute.
Push through. And it's
Semmelsberger. Carrying up to the, living up to the stereotype of him as being a dumbass.
he is really dumb. I mean, if you can't get up from a takedown, you shouldn't be clinching.
Black Raven, is this helping? Dude, for some reason your audio is really low.
My audio?
Yeah,
Put it on my mic.
it's way lower than usual. It's probably that. Cause usually,
My volume up?
cause usually I all I can do is turn mine down. Cause usually I have mine on max, or I have mine on max and yours on half volume, because you're so much louder than me. But for some reason now it's like the opposite. You're on max and I'm twice as loud as you are. I can even our volume. Man, yeah, I don't know, dude. I would
Okay.
I would switch your audio inputs.
Switch my audio inputs? Alright, well, first of all, let's use the other one, if you catch my drift.
Okay,
Second
send
of
it.
all, wait, he's saying on the right.
Yeah,
He's
that's
saying
you.
he can't hear yours.
No, that's you. You're on the right.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Anyway, let me put in my fucking.
He says his volume is on max and he can't hear you at all.
Oh no! What a travesty. You have to be able to hear me.
Dude, my commentary is the only valuable one here. It is weird though. Like
Commentary, some stupid ass way of scoring fights. It's a retarded. It's a bad fight. You've had so many bad takes lately.
dude, that's not even like how fights should be scored. It's just how they are scored.
What? Like, I don't even think. I don't know. I feel like fights you just scored off of big moments.
Yeah, but the value of the moments diminish as the value of, dude, this fight is insane, bro. Dude, what is going on in this fight? It's like every time they stand and they throw punches, Semmelsberger is rocking Wells.
Around with random shite. Okay.
Test.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you. No?
Yeah.
How's my volume?
Ridiculously low for some reason. What is going on?
Test. Or like speak right into the mic.
It's just like how it's getting piped in here. Let me look at what this advanced audio properties.
There's a fucking this knob is.
Can I turn your decibels up? All right, give me a test now.
Test.
Weird. Let me
Test.
test. Okay, I think we're good now.
Alrighty. So if I'm gonna wait. Hold on. I'm gonna test one more time, just sitting in my normal position. How's that working? How's this working right now?
I can hear you on. All right, I think it's good now.
Okay. Yo, chatter, help us out. Black Raven, are things fine now?
He says it's good.
Okay.
It's so weird. It's so weird because usually I have your volume lower than mine. My settings right now is I'm at minus 20.9 decibels. You're at 5 decibels. So something happened with the settings. It says he's still a bit quiet. Fuck.
I must be heard. Dude, Wells is delts, man. Wells got the delts. Oh shit, he took Semmelsberger down again? That's the round again.
Um,
Semmelsberger knows how to close his guard, and basically that's
test,
it.
test. Yeah, dude, Semmelsberger off his back is horrible. Um, yeah, Semmelsberger off his back is really bad. Dude, this has been the fight of like the worst fight IQ from both fighters, but at least Jeremiah Wells is able to like implement his game plan. Every time they
Like,
every time they stand on the feet, Semmelsberger is rocking Wells, dropping him, and then following him to the ground.
um, yeah, no, pretty bad.
Dude, happy Eid. We have to pretend like you're a Muslim, so we cater.
Is Eid when Ramadan ends?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Dude, what is going on? Wells is a plus 200 underdog on the live odds. Didn't he win round
Dude,
one
I'm
and
just
he's
gonna
winning
say
this
it,
round?
like, I'm just gonna say it, like, fasting, only eating when it's dark out isn't even hard. I feel like I just did that in college just because that's what I did. Like, what's even that hard about it?
Well, they also can't drink, I think. Can't drink water.
Oh, yeah, that's harder.
I believe.
Wait, they can't drink water? They can't drink water all day?
Any liquids.
Eh.
I wouldn't want to do that. I'd be fine. Like, fasting, I guess everyday fasting would be a little bit annoying. But what would you rather do?
Like, every day would make it easier.
Dude,
Like, I
is
feel like
Jeremiah Wells' pants falling
Yeah.
down, or is his
water fasting.
ass muscles just, like, huge?
Who's Jeremiah's?
Yeah. His pants are definitely
That's
falling
where the
down.
Magic happens. You know, in terms of athleticism and nothing else.
and nothing else. Dude, that's so weird. I thought Jeremiah Wells won the first round and this round, and he was like a plus 200
Wait.
underdog.
By the way, have you gotten my sound stuff figured out?
Yeah, it's fine.
It would be a shame if people couldn't hear that joke.
It's
I
fine,
just
it's
made.
fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm at minus 20. You are at.
What? I'm at. Tell me.
You're at minus 22 when you're being loud.
All right.
Minus 20 decibels.
Dude, look at all these. I just like.
Dude, your audio quality is horrible, though. I don't know why.
Dude, I feel like this mic actually sucks. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to the circle version.
Oh, that's
Is this
way
any-
better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought the other version would be better and more focused on me, but I guess this is better.
What about for me? See if there's a difference. Test, test, test.
Okay.
Test, test, test. Anything?
I feel like it's the same for you.
Your audio quality just like improved by like 100%. It didn't get louder or anything.
On the Yeti,
Dude, look at this. They start off the same way every round.
Dude,
Look at Wells. He looks so scared. Oh my god.
why is it rocked? Oh,
I don't think so.
flying knee.
Dude, holy shit. Semmelsberger is so bad. He allows the clinch every time Wells goes for it.
All right, let's see if he gets a takedown. Literally can't be a takedown here.
Semmelsberger needs to like.
I thought this fight would be way better. Like this fight is so bad.
I kind of expected it to be like this. Semmelsberger's fights aren't usually that interesting. His best fights is when he gets like, oh, suplexed. His best fights is when he gets like,
Maybe. Apparently, it's a hard fight to score. I don't know. I thought
that is
Wells
pretty
just
obvious.
won both two rounds.
Dude,
I mean, I haven't been watching that closely.
Give me like 3.5 minutes of ground and pound, and I'll score that better than like 2 or 3 big punches that landed.
I think they thought that there were some knockdowns. Maybe they think I didn't think the one in round one where Wells like went to his knees with a knockdown though.
No, I didn't think that was a knockdown either. Plus, knockdowns don't actually give you points in MMA.
I know, but they're an indication of damage. I hate that fucking point people make. Oh, knockdowns are scored in MMA. Yeah, that's just some. Yes, that's not some.
They're an indication of damage, but like they're what my point is that they're scored the same way as a big punch that like was just as damaging but didn't actually knock the person down.
Sure, but I guess what I'm saying is like in a vacuum, I would, in general, assume that getting knocked down by a punch meant you punch that was more
Oh,
damaging.
gross! Look at Wells's right knee. The skin is all rubbed off of it.
Apparently,
Anyway,
that's really
dude,
rough.
the most thing you can say, the biggest thing you can say about knockdowns and scoring them is that it shows the judges that it was a damaging punch.
Right, but the problem with your point is that we have no idea. It's not like we're measuring the force of each punch. All we can do is take indications from the fight. And so when a fighter gets knocked down as a result of a punch, I can generally assume, yeah, that punch was harder than the other way around where the fighter never got knocked down.
I mean, you could
Doesn't
say
mean
that,
it
but
means
there's
the
also
punch
so many
is
different circumstances
generally like
that you can't really say it as a hard and fast rule, right? Like if a guy just got
not
caught
hard
off
and fast
balance.
rule. Like if someone's like just lands a good punch with good technique and like is planted well, then I'll also consider that a pretty hard punch. Head turns, of course. I mean, there are lots of things, but
Yeah.
like a knockdown is a. At the end of the day, the knockdown is a big moment, and I just think that in practice, MMA rounds
But
should be
dude,
scored out
my
big moments.
point is that in boxing, knockdowns are literally like
I know, I agree, I
written into
understand what
the
you're
like
saying.
even if you slip in boxing, it's considered a knockdown. Like if you
Really?
get yeah, like Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul. Jake Paul like caught Tommy Fury. He basically slipped and was rocked off balance. He wasn't or he's knocked off balance. He wasn't rocked at all. Like there are so many times where fighters will like fall or get knocked down when like it's not technically as damaging as like a different punch that you can see that didn't knock him down. That's all I'm saying. That's like obviously you can use knockdowns as part of the scoring criteria, but it's not like an inherent written into the rules that if you knock someone down, it's a 10-8 as opposed to a 10-9. And so that's why I think it's like actually a valid thing to point out that knockdowns don't make you win a fight. Although he is about to get triangled here.
Yeah, I understand that, but I just think in most cases in fights, like that distinction is
Ugh,
not
look
made.
at his knee, dude. That knee's nasty.
Oh yeah, he's bleeding. Not that nasty. It's just
Well, it was.
pain.
I think I saw the blood wiped away. It's like all white.
Yeah,
Dude, Matthew Semmelsberger's horrible off his back.
he is. I mean, that triangle is like the best thing he's gotten off his back
Dude,
this
that
whole fight.
triangle's like white belt shit. When you just try triangle and they pass you because of it.
Oh yeah, that's what happened to me all the
I know,
time.
dude. That's what happens to me. So, like, I try to triangle like a huge guy, and he just like crushes my legs. I'm like, can I tap from your pass, dude? I thought Wells won all 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So good right now, Fallout Boy. Dude, they were playing Fallout Boy on ESPN last week too. Do they have like a deal with Fallout Boy? Fight of the year contender? Dude, what? That fight was horrible. Wait, are you saying that Wells versus Semmelsberger is a fight of the year contender?
Bro, you have a low standard, man.
I mean,
I feel like this
it
year,
had. I guess I'll say it had
the Hulk
action,
versus Islam was
but
like,
it's like pretty low level.
yeah, I thought that was a pretty low level fight.
What is the fight of the year so far? Maybe
I
Islam versus
mean,
Volk.
Islam versus Volk was my first impulse.
That was a good fight. Multiple knockdowns, good wrestling exchanges. There was definitely like some lulls in the fight though, with Islam just like taking tactical positions and then holding on there. But um, I don't know what else. What other good main events has there been? Sandhagen, Marlon Vera. That was pretty entertaining. I want to say fight of the year. But it is entertaining. Okay, so Wells probably one. Lucindo's probably gonna like walk through Brogan Walker.
Really?
Yeah, Brogan Walker sucks.
Yeah, he does suck.
What?
Yeah, I was agreeing with you. Yes, he does.
Dude, you do not know who Brogan Walker is because it's a woman.
I know some women. What are you
You
talking
said
about?
he sucks.
No, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I know who Lucindo is. I feel like I watch on a reference.
Yasmin Lucindo. Yeah, she'll probably win. I don't know. I don't give a fuck.
Also, if I did say he, it was just because her name is Brogan Walker. All right.
I'm just saying you do not know who
Automatically
Brogan
put, like,
Walker is.
green and key mode. Okay.
Oh, Jeremiah Wells won.
What are the scorecards? Split decision.
What?
I don't know.
Dude, we're just horrible at judging fights.
Dude, I guess I just missed when he got hurt. I just didn't see him get hurt. That's all
He
it was.
got. I mean, in the
I was
first round
having
we
tech
saw it.
issues, to be fair.
In the first round we saw it, right?
When his knees buckled, I didn't think that was real. I didn't think that was him getting hurt.
I mean, he got hit with a straight right like a second into the fight.
Oh, that's. But he didn't. I thought people were talking about damaging knockdowns. That wasn't a knockdown. So I don't know what. This
Yeah,
fight
oh,
was
yeah.
Bulk versus Islam. Dude, Black Raven. I think that's the worst take I've seen all year. I think
That's
might
the
be
worst
thing
take of the year.
all year. And I will occasionally browse the MMA Reddit, which is like the worst pool of humans alive.
Dude, I think our standards are just like really high. But that's good. That's good. We need
I
to
mean, yeah,
we need to educate your tastes.
They should be high.
I don't know. Let's take a look through the Holloway versus Allen. Like even Holloway versus Allen was a much better fight than this. You had Izzy versus Alex Pereira. That was a good fight.
Even Yair versus Josh Emmett was a better fight.
Oh yeah, that fight. I don't know. Josh Emmett didn't really do anything that fight. I guess he caught Yair with a big punch and rocked him.
Yeah, he did. And like Yair's stuff was cool.
Leon Edwards, Gaethje versus Fiziev, bro. What? That fight was sick.
Yeah, Gaethje was way better than this fight.
Jan versus Dawalishvili.
Jan versus Dalashvili was Jan, like.
Oh, probably fight of the year is Shavkat versus Jeff Neal. That fight like had everything so far.
Yeah.
It just didn't have stakes.
I mean, it was cool though.
But
to be honest, I just felt like I don't. My if you're a damage guy, like I just want to see blood and shit, then yeah, sure.
But it doesn't.
Shavkat
But it
was
wasn't
definitely-
even just that. It had like a storyline coming into it. It had pacing, good action,
Yeah.
showed high level skills from both guys.
It didn't have a storyline, and I just felt like the defense on both sides was lacking. And to me, like the defensive elements of fighting are way more
Eh,
interesting.
It had Shavkat like using head movement a little
Shavkat got
bit.
hit so much by like the naked strike.
He got hit a lot, yeah. I think it had a story. The story of
What was the
Shavkat.
story? It didn't have any story. It was just like a Shavkat is a prospect. was the
Yeah,
story.
exactly. That's it.
That's like okay.
And he's fighting Jeff Neal, who had a good win over Vicente Luque.
That's not a story. That's just like here are these guys' records.
Yeah, the story is their records.
This ad makes McDonald's look like such a upscale restaurant.
I
As
know.
if it's not like disgusting and like there's not a random homeless person in the corner every single time.
Dude, have you seen the show, or did you hear Earl talking about like Welcome to Wrexham?
Welcome to what?
Welcome to Wrexham.
When did he say this? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking
It's a
about.
show. It's a TV show.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't hear that. I guess
Well,
it's
the only
lost.
reason I brought it up is because NPR was talking about it.
What's it about?
It's about. Well, that's the weird thing. It's about It's by Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny
Yeah.
in Philadelphia, and
Yeah.
then Ryan Reynolds. They're like the showrunners, and
Dude, Ryan Reynolds is like so fucking annoying to me, but anyway, I
he's
like
in
Rob
everything. He's in everything. Anyway, it's weird though because it's like a documentary, like a live documentary about Wrexham. Like I think they like show games live or something. Like,
What is Wrexham?
oh,
What's
it's a
the
soccer
fucking
team.
reason?
They bought
Oh,
the Wrexham soccer team for the show.
oh. So they just bought a soccer team and then they made a movie advertising the soccer team.
No, it's like an ongoing documentary about it. I guess basically reality TV.
I guess I just feel like it's like a way to increase the publicity of the team. It's like
Well, that's
them from
exactly what it is. But like people are in love with it.
why? It sounds stupid.
That's what I was saying. It's just like they're like NPR's like it's a global phenomena. Dude, this is like the 8-year-old child fighting.
I know, dude. These women look weird as hell.
Dude, you don't remember this fight? It was
I'm just still off.
Yasmin versus Yasmin.
I'm still off put by Brogan Walker for a female name, man. Like that's
I think
it's not
she's
computing for me.
yeah. She's not very good though.
She also looks like a woman version of Wanderlei Silva.
That's
She
what
looks exactly like
Dana White called Chris Cyborg.
Wanderlei Silva, but like a feminized version.
She does have those some crazy eyes.
Dude, she's Wanderlei. Is she Wanderlei Silva's like stepdaughter or something?
Dude, I don't fucking know. She's probably Johnny Walker's stepdaughter. Actually,
I don't know what I don't know. She looks exactly like Wanderlei Silva to me.
she does look like him.
Holy shit.
Well, I don't know, man. She's not that good. She lost to Juliana Miller, and Juliana Miller got fucked up by Veronica Macedo Hardy. Like, we all know how bad she is. Oh, got my Habib shirt on to support our boy Sergey. Just pull out like razor blades and be like, I'm supporting Curtis. Or not Curtis. Oh yeah, it is Curtis. I keep mixing it up with Chris Curtis. Dude, this is such a weird commercial. It's like,
That house probably costs like multi-millions of dollars.
is it like two lesbians meeting each other?
Oh, is that what it is?
I think.
Huh, cool. I guess.
Did you ever watch that D&D movie?
No, I didn't. Probably won't.
Yeah, it's fine. Not
I
missing
mean, if
much.
it's just like Marvel quippy humor, I'm like, I don't know, man.
It's
I
Marvel.
just think
It's
good
basically
because Marvel has done so much worse.
it's basically Marvel quippy humor, except better because it's a little bit less self-indulgent. Because I feel like Marvel quippy humor became like started out as standalone humor and then like devolved into just a bunch of like self-referential jokes.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then, but it's like it's less self-indulgent than that, and it's in a D&D setting, and they take a bit more time of like exploring the setting than a lot of Marvel shit does.
That's fair, yeah. No,
But
I mean, it sounds better than.
I'm just saying, like,
Especially like nowadays Marvel movies, it's probably much better than that.
if you have like
But
2
also,
hours
like-
and it's on a streaming platform, it wouldn't be a bad watch. But
I mean, I'm definitely not gonna go to the theaters to watch it.
yeah, don't go to the theaters to watch it.
Is it on Disney Plus or something?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. It's
Alright.
in theaters. I don't think it's streaming anywhere right now.
No, yeah. No. Who knows? If I get a date, I might.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go see the D&D movie with me? Dude, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, though, or whatever it's called,
Oh yeah, I'm
I
definitely
actually want to watch that one.
The first one was really good. Yeah.
Animation looks good on this one, too.
Isn't it like Spidey Gwen or whatever her name is? Spider Gwen?
Yeah. What about it?
I was just making sure that I was correct about that.
My favorite character.
Spider Gwen. I don't know. I don't really know what her quirks are. I guess.
She's just like, I don't know, a white girl, basically.
Okay.
That's
I thought she was like trans or something.
dude. What?
So I guess or she like supports the trans movement.
What are
She
you
has a
talking
trans
about?
like she
What
has a
gives you
trans
that
flag in her
idea?
room because I saw a picture of it, and then
Oh my
like
god, are you on
it was her.
conservative Reddit again?
No, I'm not. I wasn't. I was on just like the normal Reddit, and I saw a post on Marvel.
Dude, is normal Reddit conservative Reddit? I don't even know.
No, not Reddit. It's like normal Reddit's like lib Reddit. It's like
Oh,
liberals who like
really?
leftists.
Gross.
For the most part, I'd say. Obviously, they're like leftists on there.
Oh man. For the first time in forever. Dude, yeah. I was watching, dude, we should watch this together. I was watching that Catholic podcast, and guess who he had on? What
Ooh.
conservative figure?
He had Jordan Peterson, probably.
Prager, Dennis Prager.
Oh my god, I fucking hate that guy.
Dude, it was.
Rafael Rose did so many good videos, like
Oh, yeah.
going through and nitpicking his propaganda.
The thing is, his propaganda is, like, so lowbrow that it's, like,
No.
almost not even worth it. Because he just says such crazy stuff. But, dude, the thing was, it was so funny. Because, Pints with Acquaints, the guy who does the Catholic podcast, was basically saying, like, because he brought Dennis Prager on, and he. Okay, so a little bit of background. Pints with Acquaints is, like, anti porn because he said he was addicted to it when he was like a teenager, and so now he has a personal crusade against pornography.
Yeah. And to be honest, I feel like for some people that's decent advice. I actually feel like porn addiction is probably more common than we give it credit for.
I mean, I don't know. I'd be willing to entertain that idea, but the thing is, he goes crazy for it, right? Because he's religious, so his
Yeah, yeah. I
ideas
mean,
are
the
all
religious
religious.
motivation for it's retarded. Yeah.
And so basically, the guy was like, "Wow, Rogan Walker is getting fucked up right now." But
Rogan, you're doing Wanderlei Silva dirty.
dude, it's Vonderlei Silva. It's a V. It's pronounced like a V.
Everyone just pronounce it like a W, man.
Anyway, he says that, like Dennis Prager said, it's bad to watch porn if it's getting in the way of having sex with your wife, but it's good to watch porn if it's getting in the way of having an affair. And so that's like the background on why the Catholic guy brought him on. But dude, that is so funny because
sure, but like that's nothing profound in saying that. Basically, it's outcome driven. Like, do the thing that helps your life the best. Sure, like
I know, but the guy was like, but he's basically saying like, oh, you're replacing one sin with a lesser sin, and we should try to avoid both sins. But essentially, the point of the conversation that I reached when I had to like stop watching it was the guy was like, we shouldn't objectify women, and and he's like, and we should treat women when we have sex with them as like people with respect. And this is the Catholic guy who launched into like an offense of marital rape immediately when asked anything remotely close to having like sex with your wife. And then Dennis Prager's like, I don't think we should always have sex with women and treat them with respect. I don't think it's a bad thing to objectify women. So, like, that's literally the point. That's where the conversation devolved into. He's like, I think we should treat women with respect. And Dennis Prager's like, I don't. This is just like where the conversation is. It's so funny. Dude, by the way, that was a fucking sick body kick to right hand. Did you see that shit?
no.
Dude, oh my god, that is sweet. It's like fucking flush body kick and a clean right hand. Like Brogan Walker's chin is getting
Yeah, I
tested.
don't even. What is even the religious objection to pornography? Because it's not even sex. Like, what? It's not sex before marriage.
Because this is what religious people want you to do. Fundamentalist religious people, not everyone, but fundamentalists. They want you to get married and have kids, and that's it. They don't want you to have sex outside of marriage. They don't want you to watch porn. They don't want you
Right,
to.
but I would. It doesn't pornography help not having sex outside of marriage? I guess because it relieves your impulses.
No, but they want to have sex. They just want you to get married like when you're 16.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so it's like it's a reason to you won't get married.
Yeah. So they want you to just like, and that's the way to have control over you, right? Like, because
Yeah,
if you're getting married, you're doing it through the church and stuff.
Dude, it's so obvious.
And also just like a way to
control. How are people even confused at this point?
what?
Like, it's just so obvious that all this shit's about control, you know? You're like,
They're confused because they get brainwashed by their parents. Oh, dude, I kind of want to read you this. I want to break this down with you. So the guy wrote a book about. The guy wrote a book about porn. And in that video where he's talking with Dennis Prager, he listed. This is his comment. It's so confusing to me. But listen to this. So this is his comment that he made, and he pinned it, so it's at the top of the comment section. And he says 12 quotes from my book, The Porn Myth. Okay, listen to this. Number 1. And these are quotes from his book, so these are all like basically things he wrote, right? And he pins it, so he still agrees with it. Number 1. This book rests on one fundamental presupposition. If you want something to flourish, you need to use it in accordance with its nature. Don't plant tomatoes in a dark closet and water them with soda and expect to have vibrant tomato plants. To do so would be to act contrary to the nature of tomatoes. Similarly, don't rip sex out of its obvious relational context. Turn it into a commodity and then expect individuals, families, and society to flourish.
I mean, there's so many problems with this.
I know.
First of all, and very simply, it's not clear to me that what this guy's saying about pornography is even that natural. Like, people used to draw sexual images for all the time and like watch people and do a million other things. Second of all, this is literally it's called like the naturalistic fallacy. There's a name for this fallacy.
Right.
Because it's fucking stupid. Like, what do you like? Just because things are in accordance with nature doesn't mean they're inherently better. By this logic, literally all of modern medicine you would have to reject and die at 30. Okay, like what do you think people who are fucking ancestors or people before modern technology or development got right? They were all fucking dying off at 35 with a million STDs and fucking diseases.
Dude,
and shit.
can I let me walk you down like this observation that I made earlier. He's basically making an argument from nature, right? But the very fact that people with differing views from him refute his own argument from nature, because how do those people come up with those views? Through nature. Like, even if you're saying that society conditioned them to be like that, it's still because of like natural effects on society. Like, it's all natural from them. So he's not saying, oh, this is the natural thing. He's saying, I want you to do it my way and not your way. And then
there's no inherent natural standard. There is no natural standard.
And then,
It's
dude,
your standard that
let's take this one step further, right? If we're saying that they're just like, if I'm just gay because it's like nature and is naturally that way, and he's saying I shouldn't act like this because God's telling me to. God is the only thing that exists outside of
Intervening
nature.
with the nature, yeah.
So, like, he's going against his own argument by arguing, like, anytime they say do it this way because this is the way that, like, we were supposed to do it, it's like going against their own argument from nature inherently because they think it's God telling them to resist against, like, your own inherent nature. So I just think
It
that's
is literally,
funny.
it's called the naturalistic fallacy. The naturalistic fallacy is an informal logical fallacy which argues that if something is natural, it must be good.
Right,
It's
but like,
closely related to the is-ought fallacy, when someone tries to infer what ought to be done from what is. Just
but
because, like, we
I mean,
used to
dude,
do something,
it
now
all,
it's normally done this way,
but
this is
like,
the way it should be.
his argument is even worse than that because like being gay, watching porn, masturbating, all of that is natural. That's more
Exactly.
natural
That,
than
that was the
not
first
doing
part of
those
what I was
things.
saying. Like, his argument even is further flawed because his standard for the way we should behave sexually isn't even necessarily natural.
His like even transgenderism and transsexualism is a natural, like you can find that in nature.
Exactly.
So that's funny. Dude, point number 2 is even stupider. I mean, he's also comparing, I guess let's finish talking about this first point. He's
Also, I
comparing
hate when people do like analogies that sound good but are completely retarded. Like, yes,
this analogy doesn't even sound good.
the tomato thing. It's not because it's in tomatoes' nature to
I
grow.
know.
There's no inherent ought to be for tomato.
It's
simply
trial
a
and error.
phenomenon that chloroplasts gain energy from sunlight, and that water is needed,
Yeah.
and not water diluted with like sugar in it because that will dry out the soil. You'll suck in
Right.
the water.
It's like he's comparing something scientifically proven through trial and error to like a social construct that he has no evidence to like say one is superior over the other, even for like an arbitrary goal. Point number 2 is so. Point number, like you thought point number 1 was bad. This makes me think it was written for a children's book. Point number 2. Which activity sounds more mature and grown up? Making love for a lifetime to one real flesh and blood woman whom you are eagerly serving and cherishing despite all her faults and blemishes, parentheses, and despite your own, or sneaking away at night to troll the internet, flipping from image to image, from one 30-second teaser to another, for hours on end, pleasuring yourself as you bond to pixels on a screen.
Choice fallacy, like you can have sex with people and watch porn or look at porn if you want.
Well, dude, also, can we just take a moment to appreciate how weird his view of porn is? Sneaking away at night.
On a screen, you're just like watching sexual imagery to
Dude,
jack off.
Yeah, sneaking away at night to troll the internet. That's weird. Flipping from image to image. Dude, I don't know who's looking up images. I think he's like talking about Instagram
Playboy.
because he hates Instagram models.
Playboy magazine era. He still
Yeah.
thinks people image porn.
From one 30-second teaser to another for hours on end, pleasuring yourself as you bond. So in his view of like people watching porn, it's like I'm gonna look at an image for 30 seconds, swipe to the next image, and he's just like, dude, I gotta give him credit for his stamina for hours on end.
We're not that, yeah, dude. It's an impressive session right there.
Point number 3. In a letter to a friend, Oxford scholar C.S. Lewis, for like we can stop right there. This is like, what? This isn't even an argument from like expertise, or what would you call this, like fallacious reasoning when you get an argument from like one person who's an expert in a field, but they give you an argument on a completely different field, and you're just citing them for no reason.
Like, appeal to expertism can be a fallacy when you just say, like, this is correct because an expert said so, and then if I ask you, like, okay, but what's the expert's reasoning? You're like,
Yeah, true.
Well, the expert said so. Like,
I mean,
that's a fallacy because you're not actually presenting an argument. You're just presenting a claim with the name attached to it.
This isn't even really an expert. Like, he's just name dropping C.S. Lewis, and he is like, I don't know why you would like take advice from a novelist, from like a children's novelist about sociology and sex and porn. But anyway, he's saying like, in a letter to a friend, Oxford scholar C.S. Lewis offered some insights about masturbation. Dude, See, what is going on with these people? C.S. Lewis is writing letters to a friend about masturbating. Sounds like they're a little bit more than friends, buddy. He said that
You
a
should
man's
masturbate. Come to my place tonight.
yeah. He said that a man's sexual appetite is meant I love all of this like religious framing. A man's sexual appetite is meant to lead him out of himself, to lead him into being a self-gift that both completes and corrects his personality. First by sharing his whole life oneness with a lover, and second by procreating children. With masturbation, however, the appetite is turned in on itself and sends the man back into the prison of himself, there to keep a harem of imaginary brides.
That's not what a harem is. That oh my god, there's so many fucking problems with what he's saying. First of all, that's not what a harem is, alright?
Yeah. I mean, also, it's just like.
Second of all, like, I mean, listen, if it's fucking harming your life or it's preventing you from like being intimate with other people and like preventing from being able to connect with people intimately, then yeah, I would probably dial it back. But like, none of this is inherent.
Right. Well, that's like what. That's what everyone says is like. When is this habit becoming a problem? When it like infringes on your relationships and causes like negative impacts on other aspects of your life. I don't but also it's just like the classic like you need to find a woman to complete yourself. Right? And like find self-fulfillment. I also love this description of sex by sharing whole life oneness. I have to say I've never heard that before as like a describer for having sex.
I mean, it's like also a fundamental problem, I think, with shaming people for their like natural sexual desires. It's like this weird thing that fosters dependency on things elsewhere that to take your mind off of it, like church and.
So one other thing that I found interesting, I was watching that video and Prager's like, I don't know the difference between lust and sexual desire. And the guy's like, oh, well, I need to tell you that. And he's basically like, he basically said lust is when you objectify the person you're lusting after. And obviously this is from a male's perspective. Like, I don't think they can fathom women as like having their own sexual desire at all. But they're like, he's saying like lust is when you objectify the woman. But sexual desire is when you treat her as a person and you want to like make love with her. And Berger's like, I don't think you always need to treat them as a person. and then it becomes more and more clear why Dennis Prager was divorced 2 times, and probably on his way to a 3rd divorce. Let's be honest. But then the guy's like, well, you need to respect her because otherwise, and this was interesting to me. He's like, you need to respect your wife because otherwise, if you have sex with her, and you are objectifying her, it's basically you're just using her to masturbate. That's what he said. So it's so funny how these are the same guys that say a woman is an adult human female and we have to have words that have meanings, when he's saying that if you have sex with someone that you don't respect, it's not actually sex. It's not. It's masturbation.
He's literally just misusing the word because masturbation has like a more negative connotation with it. It's all it is.
Well,
like his argument is
and because he wants to have masturbation be a negative connotation, and he wants to keep sex pure, right? Because they want to be able to say that sex in marriage is always great, basically. But like the bad kind of sex that's not even really sex. That's like masturbation. And then that's also what they say about like rapists and stuff, right? Like they're just like using you for their sexual desire. Anyway, oh dude, this one was probably my favorite because it's like source is I made it the fuck up. Number 4. Whatever we might say about the exact relationship of porn to sexual violence, it should be clear that in order for men to violate a woman's body, some part of them must first believe she is an object to be used, rather than a person to be respected. And porn is quite possibly the most powerful means of delivering that belief. It's just like... No backing of that whatsoever.
But having sex, consensual sex, isn't violating someone's body. These people are obsessed with this idea that sex like permanently marks and violates women and like destroys their innocence and sanctity and shit.
Well, yeah, I
Like,
know.
there's no reason for any of that. People have normal sexual desires as they go through life.
I also think it's funny. Well, he's basically saying that porn leads to sexual violence, but he has no source. So he says that
That's the
porn.
thing. This is what people were saying. Like, is a huge problem. Like, people can't connect anymore. People are like having like more aggressive sexual desires, and they're like objectifying women more as a result of widespread porn consumption. When there's over time been zero evidence of that, and that's
Right.
why like a lot of these
And
narratives,
obviously, like,
anti-porn narratives,
correlation is not
dropped out.
causation at all.
Because like there was a lot of discourse, like you know, even when I was in college, like I took a class on it, and they were talking about pornography and stuff, and
Yeah.
it was like even more discourse then. But like now it's dropped off even more. It's just because like there's just been no evidence of any of that actually happening. At some point, the problem is like you keep warning me against porn, but like you're not giving me clear reasons for why it's so bad. And yeah, it serves a function. It serves a function for people who don't get sex regularly.
Right. Well, I also think that there's something to be said about, like, social media and porn stars being more accessible. Like, I feel like that humanizes them in a way that, like, wasn't really there before.
Yeah, maybe.
Um, dude, is Patty Pimblett like the most failed experiment in the UFC? Like, I feel like the hype to like crashing and burning was like the biggest jump, biggest loss in grace that we've seen in a while.
Yeah, I mean he's still on a win streak technically. The thing is this, like he was very popular, and they advertised the shit out of him. But like the UFC should have known from the start that this guy wasn't going to be that good, and especially after his first UFC fight, they should have realized that. They gave him appropriate matchups. They gave him appropriate matchups. It just like he was a popular guy, you can't really not promote him in proportion to his popularity. So like this is where we've ended up. Not
Yeah.
every guy has to be really good to be popular and promoted. It's just like it's difficult, I guess, when you're so bad that you're like
when
awesome.
you're when you're so impressively bad that it
I
does
mean, there
get
has to
difficult.
be some because even like okay, let's think about it like this. Like Nate Diaz, super popular, but he had good wins throughout his career. He's been around for
Right.
long enough, and he had a good enough career in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, at the end, it was just watching him fight. But that was at that point, like, he'd already accomplished a decent amount in the sport. Patty
Dude,
Pimblett hasn't even done that. Like, at
dude,
some point, you have to understand that the popularity has to be somewhat, and the promotion at least, has to be somewhat proportional to how much you win.
let's compare
I don't
Patty
think they pushed
Pimblett.
him over the line.
Let's
I don't
compare.
think they would have given him any easier. Like, who was a better matchup for Patty? That's one thing to consider. Like, they never gave him a tough wrestler. They just gave him strikers who had bad fucking grappling. They gave him Patty's good. They gave Patty good matchups.
Well,
So
dude, let's
some
compare
point,
Patty Pimblett to Sean O'Malley. Both guys never really fought ranked contenders for a long time. I don't think Sean O'Malley eventually did, but let's just compare them. Let's compare their unranked fights to like their unranked fights. Patty Pimblett, finishing them, but close fights and like some scary moments. Sean O'Malley, like, built up an entire highlight reel, just knocking guys the fuck out. His last couple of fights, against unranked opponents, never even touched. I think the UFC definitely would have given or Patty Pimblett the same fast track once he got to the rankings than they gave to Sean O'Malley and other guys like Alex Pereira. It's just that there's no, like, Patty Pimblett hasn't even gotten to the rankings yet, and he's struggling against guys that are unranked. If he's struggling against guys that are unranked, he's not even going to get his foot in the door.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly, exactly. Like even Conor McGregor, he had like a good early career in the UFC. He had a really good career in the UFC.
Yeah, and like honestly, compared to Sean O'Malley, I don't even think Conor McGregor got fast tracked.
Sean O'Malley got very fast tracked. I think part of the problem there was like he was already overdue for a really good fighter, and but they waited until his contract got
I
renewed.
mean, it
And
is smart by the UFC. It's just the title picture got a little gummed up.
yeah,
Just
I
the way
mean,
things
dude,
fell.
whatever. He had a great fight against Peter Yan. Like he really, he's at the level. He's at the level of the top
Right,
of the
but are you okay? So obviously he's gonna be fighting against a wrestler. Like even if he doesn't fight
Well, he pretty much has no
Cejudo
choice.
or Sterling,
The
he's
top three guys right now are Aljo, Cejudo, and Marab. Like he
I
has
know.
no choice
Like
by the
even
rest.
Sandhagen has pretty good takedowns that he mixes in. But like,
Yeah.
are you concerned at all that he's never been 5 rounds? Not, I mean, not even scheduled for a 5 round fight.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think he does have really good cardio. Like um, I mean, he was barely even breathing hard after Chris Moutinho. He,
True. Yeah, that's true. His output in
I
the
mean, he had a lot
Moutinho
of
fight was
output.
crazy.
Even Piotr Jan, like
I mean,
yeah, he was
he was
obviously
tired
tired.
against
It
Jan,
was,
but it was a high output. Jan was
it
tired
was a
too.
crazy fight, and like for the pace of that fight, it was very impressive. His output was very impressive.
We'll just see his grappling pace. Dude, oh my god, they're showing highlights of
The
Jared
problem
Gordon
I see
against
with Sean
Patty.
O'Malley is that he only really trains BJJ. Like, yeah, he does wrestling, but he's one of those guys that like just likes to do BJJ a lot more, I think.
Yeah.
And he's gonna struggle when like ground game isn't working out as well. I think he
He's gonna
settles in
need to.
his back too much, and it's not gonna work well against Cejudo or Aljo.
He should be able to stand up. He should be able to get up. Like, he has such long limbs, like, post, try to. He's gonna have to use his BJJ only to get up, basically. I don't think
He's
he
not
can
gonna get
really.
up versus Cejudo. He's not gonna get up versus Cejudo. I don't think he's
Dude,
gonna
are
get
you
up versus
sure?
Aljo.
I
I
think he
don't
could
think so.
get up versus Aljo, but there's a good chance Aljo jumps on his back, snatches back
The
take.
problem with getting up against Aljo is you're going to give him an opening to submit you or take your back. With Cejudo, he's only going to get up if Cejudo just wants to take you down again.
Cejudo's
He
so
just,
much shorter than him, though. Probably like what, like 5, 6 inches?
dude, he's a gold medal Olympian, man. Who cares? They
I
know
mean, that's
they know
true.
all that. They've wrestled against all the.
By the way,
All,
what weight class did Cejudo wrestle at?
I
Probably,
don't know.
probably 125.
He's a lot younger than.
Yeah. Dude, I just need Umar versus Marab. I need that fight to happen.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Rob's kind of ducking him. Let's be real, but I really want to see it.
Yeah. That'd be a
Don't pray.
great fight.
Turn a ring. Dude, what are you? Let's think about praying.
Is he
It's like
praying or is he just like seeing if he needs to take a shit or not? He's like, can I do it? Should I run to the bathroom?
the problem is like,
Oh, dude, I saw a tweet by him and he said like he was praying on Twitter too.
how do you pray on Twitter? That's fucking
He
stupid.
was saying
All
like,
right.
I love Jesus.
Yeah,
Dude,
sure
hold
do.
on, let me ask you this. If Jesus came back to earth and like you sucked his dick, would you go to hell or heaven? Like, because it's gay, which is a sin, but it is also Jesus.
I mean,
These are the
Jesus
questions we
wanted
need
it.
priests for.
Presumably, Jesus wanted it at that point.
I mean, I guess if you, unless you're like raping Jesus, then,
You
then
can't
you
raise
should
Jesus
probably
and
get out.
he's literally the most powerful being on in the universe.
No, he's not. He's just a man.
He's God though.
Oh my god, Bobby Green's fucking insane. He's God, but he's in a man's body.
Yeah, but that's how it all works. It's all like the same thing.
Oh yeah, this is what he did. Jared Gordon posted a picture of himself weighing in, and he says, "Praise be to the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war, my fingers for battle." Dude, before I saw the last part, I thought he was literally praying to the Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I'm like, I thought he's making a joke. He's like, cause he's like, "Praise be to the Lord my rock." I'm like, are you like worship? Did we start a cult or something here? I'm like, is he training with Dwayne? That'd actually be kind of sick. But no, he says it's Psalms
Well, dude,
144
it's actually like
1.
really stupid when you think about it, because he's praying. He's praying for God to inflict damage on someone else. It's like, what does he? How does he think this works? It's
No,
like
I don't know. He's saying,
whoever
praise be to
prays
the
harder.
Lord who trains me. So he's saying God's training him. He's inflicting damage through, or
Yeah,
God's
if
inflicting
God were
damage
training
through him.
dude, fighting is a zero-sum game. Every benefit God gives to Jared Gordon, he's taking away from Bobby Green. Is zero-sum. That's the problem with this argument. You're praying to God to win a fight is basically synonymous with asking God to curse someone.
Yeah, true. Dude, okay, best cage entrance in the game.
That was pretty good. That was really slick. And
He
so then
always
it makes
does
me
this.
question, like, why would God curse someone for you? Like, are you like is this like some sort of like contest to see who's the best?
Because God
disciple?
loves him more than Bobby Green. Even though Bobby
That's what
Green
I'm
always prays
saying.
to Jesus
Is
too.
is it like a system where whoever prays the hardest?
Yes. Dude, but this is a problem. Because remember I said I want to see who wins in a holy war, Christians or Muslims? And we... The problem is we have so many, like, Christians fighting each other. So, like, is God really that powerful, though, if they, like, have one loser and one
Right.
winner?
Christianity is, first of all, if you're Protestant, like any sect of Protestantism, like the problem is your religion's gotten too balkanized. It's like bastardized as a result of all
Yeah.
these splits. No, at least be Catholic. If you're gonna be Christian, be Catholic.
At least,
Go
like,
to
support...
the winners. Okay, at the end of the day, these guys are the winners.
Dude, at least support pedophiles that can be moved around the world to escape
I know.
the authorities.
I mean,
If you're gonna support pedophiles...
do it.
Although,
Support
dude,
them.
I do have to say, like, some Christian churches have priests that have families, and so that might reduce the pedophilia. Or not priests, but like
Families never
preachers.
stop priests. Since when did a family stop people from having
Yeah, that's actually a
affairs
good point.
and mistresses and
Children,
And,
mistresses.
I guess underage mistresses?
Dude, holy shit, speaking of that, did you see Majority Report put out a clip of, like, this one Republican guy talking about child marriage? Did you see that?
I know there was this thing in like Tennessee, right, where they were trying to keep child marriage or something.
Yeah, the guy's like, why'd you vote against raising the age for child marriage? He's like, do you know any children that have gotten married? And I thought this was like a rhetorical question, like, oh, well, there's no need for this law because there aren't any kids that get married anyway. I thought he was just being rhetorical. And he's like, do you know any kids that have gotten married? And the guy's like, no, I don't. And he's like, well, I do. I'm like, what? That took a turn I wasn't expecting it to. And then he's like, and they're still together. So he's basically... I thought he was going to say this law's unnecessary because we don't need to, like, prevent child marriage because it's not a thing.
Right.
But he's like, no, it is a thing, and it's a good thing. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It's went in the complete opposite direction. And then, dude, he made a vlog and posted it to YouTube where he's, like, telling the story of how he met these two kids that got married at, like, 15. Like, why?
I'm just sick of Republicans calling everyone groomers when they're literally fucking,
Oh, yeah.
quite literally, by definition, grooming kids into marriage.
Yeah, I know. One thing that I thought was kind of funny is another clip I saw was Charlie Kirk talking about AI because Republicans are mad that ChatGPT won't say the N-word. So they're like, we need a conservative chatbot and we need conservative
because
AI.
they the N-word?
Yeah.
That makes it liberal?
A Republican,
Not saying the N-word makes ChatGPT
screenshotted ChatGPT and he said, say the N-word. And it's like, no, I won't. And he screen. But anyway, like Charlie Kirk was like, oh, because you know how like every accusation is a projection / confession, that whole thing. What I thought was hilarious is oh, that was kind of sick.
That was pretty good.
No, what I thought was hilarious was Charlie Kirk was talking with someone on his podcast and he's basically saying like, these left AIs are gonna indoctrinate our kids. So should we just make our own AI to indoctrinate our kids first? Like we have to join this arms race. Let's just make an AI that indoctrinates kids. It's like, dude, the pretense is so thin. It's like it's getting thinner and thinner every time they're talking about
Insane,
this
yeah.
shit. It's like not quite mask off, but it's like a COVID-19 mask. It's not like any kind of Halloween mask. Like that's the mask that they're having now. Anyway, dude, Jared
So
Gordon
much
throwing
crazy
heat.
stuff
Bobby
during,
Green's
man, like hard to even keep up with.
Bobby Green's not really able to like do his usual game plan of like sticking you with jabs. Jared Gordon, I think, is doing a pretty good job of just throwing hooks and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard. Like Bobby Green always rolls with punches, so it's hard to see like how hard he's actually getting hit. Because it looks like a few times some of those hooks might have landed, but he might have rolled out of the way of them. That was a good right hand from Green. Dude, why does Bobby Green is so fucking stupid? Whenever he gets hit, he points at the spot where he got hit. And then he's like, no, it didn't actually hit. It's like you're telling the judges you were just hit. It's like, well, remember what he's doing against Fiziev? Every time Fiziev was like kicking him in the head, he's like shaking his head.
I the thing where he's like he's brushing it off. Like, he's literally brushing it off. Like,
Well, yeah, and he does that too. But like Jared Gordon put a front kick, it hit him in the shoulders. He just like points at it. And he's like, no. It's like, dude, you're pointing at the spot.
He's saying he didn't hit a good target. He hit my bone or like my muscle. Like,
It's still though, dude. It's like
That's what he's saying.
you're literally like telling. It's like judges, he hit me right here. He hit me.
He's saying, Judge, he didn't hit me in a good spot. Yeah, fair enough, man.
He only hit me in the shoulder.
I just judges know.
I wonder if it's legal to like address the judges directly. You know how like you're not allowed to address the judge. Oh my god, did he just like knock him out or something?
Oh, what the hell? He did that.
I think he caught him with like a right hand. Oh my god, he knocked him out cold.
Yeah, really bad. Damn. That was a good fight. While it lasted.
He had cracked Gordon with a few shots before, but Green still got it, man. Definitely.
Oh yeah, Green's good. Getting a bit older, but he was definitely going to beat Jared Gordon.
Yeah, for sure. He was honestly, he was only minus 270. I thought that was pretty okay.
I thought it was a head clash.
Oh, was it a head clash?
No, they're saying it's a lead left hook, but they showed the replay and like their heads definitely clashed.
It looked.
I watched it again.
So when I saw it in real time, it didn't look like it was a.
That was a head clash. The left hook didn't land at all.
Oh, it was a head clash. He headbutted him right in the jaw. Maybe they'll turn it over.
The punch didn't land at all. He headbutted Jared Gordon and knocked him out.
Was it a right hand? Wait, what is the commentary saying?
The commentary was like, I think they're agreeing with me. Yeah, they're saying like he headbutted him right on the temple. Yeah, exactly. He literally headbutted him, forehead, hardest part of the head, to Jared Gordon's temple and knocked him out.
See, I saw Green's right hand that connected with Gordon's chin after the clash of heads. So I thought it was the right hand that knocked him out.
That was when Jared Gordon was already going down.
I know. Like in real time, I thought it was.
Redo the fight. That wasn't a good finish. And plus, Jared Gordon was pretty competitive.
Well,
at the beginning.
are they giving Green the win?
I think the ref just reviewed it. It was round 1. They hadn't crossed the halfway mark. I think it's going to be a no contest, if I understand the way MMA rules work correctly, which I don't.
That's always hard. Who was the ref in this fight? Oh, Keith Peterson.
Okay.
It's like it's so hard to see, man. Bobby Green's throwing punches while they're colliding. Like, it's hard to see what actually connected.
They're allowed to look at the replay.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is, like, the perfect scenario is he stops it after Jared gets knocked down,
No, yeah, he didn't. He didn't see it.
and
He didn't
like
see it.
before the ground, because the ground and pound did knock him out. It knocked him unconscious,
Yeah, I agree.
which
I mean, yeah.
sucks.
Ideally, he would have stopped it before any ground and pound, but um, I don't think he saw it. Also, I don't think the thing is, this is the problem with MMA judging too. When it's like in the middle of action, they don't always stop unintentional fouls. Like for the Kevin Holland versus Kyle Dawkins one, the ref said he
Right.
saw the headbutt, but like the action was still going and he couldn't stop it. Which I'm like,
Yeah.
why do you stop the action for nut shots then? I just don't see the difference.
Dude, I mean, dude, let's talk about that headbutt though. It looked about like I'm not saying it was intentional, but that looked about as intentional as you can get.
I mean, if he wasn't throwing his left hand, I would not assume it's intentional. But it was a good headbutt. Hey,
It was a really good headbutt.
look at that headbutt! Beautiful technique right there. Forehead right on
Dude,
the temple.
level change to explode into it. It's just that Jared Gordon slipped into the head. Like if he slipped the other way, he would have definitely avoided it.
Yeah, I don't think Keith Peterson's thigh was a fucking headbutt.
Well, it didn't look like a headbutt real time. It really didn't. Because he led with a punch. So are they saying no contest? It looks like it.
I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. I think that's 100% correct though.
Yeah.
Uh,
It is too bad.
looking for an elbow? Okay.
Dude, he was not looking for an elbow, dude. What the fuck? He literally threw a left. Threw like a left Superman punch.
Bobby Green was like, "Oh yeah, I was looking for a fucking elbow." I was like, "I don't know where the elbow was there."
The elbow was in his arm as he was throwing a straight punch. um,
Oh, Songedong versus Ricky Samoan. I did not know this fight was happening. That's pretty good fight.
it was supposed to happen today,
Oh, really?
but it's pushed to next week.
Well, that's fun.
I don't know who's gonna win. Probably Song Yadong. Probably knock him out. I'm not too impressed with Ricky Simone's wrestling. His hands are fast, but I don't think they're as fast enough to catch Song. Dude, these fucking 12 points are so stupid. Like, did he pick the worst 12 paragraphs in his book? Like, look, this is just two more of them. He said, with the increasing availability of pornography has come an increase in the number of cases of sexual performance issues such as erectile dysfunction among young men. And then he cites studies that say that erectile dysfunction in young men has been increasing.
I think it's because of microplastics and shit, though, and being overworked and not having time to be healthy.
And then the other thing is he's like, in this book written by a Playboy bunny, like a Playboy model, she said that Hugh Hefner.
Playboy bunnies.
Yeah, she said that Hugh Hefner needed Viagra, multiple women, and finally pornography to experience a sexual climax. And he said, if a harem of real life porn stars isn't enough to satisfy a porn imbued libido, what makes us think an average woman can compete? So it's like using an anecdote of an old man that like pays a bunch of women to hang around his house naked.
I mean, yeah, if you're like one old and two constantly paying women to fucking have orgies with you, I'm sure your standards good for guys. I don't think it's most guys. I don't think it was just the pornography for that guy. It was like being a Playboy mansion dude.
I know. Um. Damn, Bobby Green really fucked him up. I thought it was pretty good too. Too bad it ended early. Well, only 2 more fights. Yeah, only 2 more fights. Brad Tavares versus Bruno Silva, and Sergey versus Blaydes. Nice. Um, okay. Oh. Oh yeah. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite. This is my favorite point of his. Um, because he's like, because you can cherry pick quotes. Like if you're just cherry picking quotes from famous people, you can basically use those to argue any kind of point, right? Or any kind of theory. You can like just if you're just like looking at quotes from random people from around the world, you can argue any kind of theory. So
Well,
he
go
says French novelist Virginie Despentes has reportedly said. So he doesn't even have an exact quote from her, but she's reported this one random French novelist has reportedly said that consuming pornography does not lead to more sex, it leads to more porn. That's his point.
Who? But what is? He's answering a straw man. No one's saying pornography leads to more sex. They're saying it's. They're saying pornography is inherently negative. That's all they're saying.
I know. And then it says porn promises freedom but enslaves us. What? What? What porn is like I will free you? It promises excitement but it ends up boring us. It promises us adult entertainment, yet it makes us increasingly juvenile. Dude, it's like sounds like a you problem, my brother. It promises intimacy but leads to isolation. The good news is that freedom is possible and something so much better awaits us on the other side. Like, it's just so dumb all around.
Who cares?
I know, but the guy's kind of funny. I want to see what the comments are. I'm gonna purchase your book, sir, and evangelize. I went through hell with it. I'm saved by the Father's grace. Time for me to carry and pass on the light to those who are indeed slaves to porn. Do God's will. It's high time we actually do God's will. Dude, was there any mention of like pornography in the Bible? I don't think so.
How would there be? There didn't even exist at the time. How do you know it's God's will? Why did God even allow pornography to be created if it wasn't His will?
Not quite as snappy as Jordan's 12 rules, but still good. LOL. Well, it's not. No, it's no Jordan Peterson. Oh, dude, and the guy hearted it. The guy went through and hearted it. The fact that he thinks it's okay that his father had Playboy magazines, does he realize the atrocious, vile evil that came from that house? Yeah, just realize that vile is an anagram of evil.
Yeah. Alright, this fight should be decent enough.
And veil. And live.
Nice one.
Dude, all of these things, what do they all have to do with each other? They all suck.
I have these in them.
Bruno Silva, 1989. Dude, Bruno Silva looked so bad in his last fight. It was like he just shut down. Like he had a horrible weight cut or something. I'm gonna comment. What should I comment on this guy? What's his worst rule? I'm gonna say for rule number 6, you do know correlation does not equal causation, right? And see what he says. You can be a little debate nerd.
Yeah.
If he's reading the comments, this guy's a little scrub. It's just like, it's so bad, man.
Bruno Silva.
Bruno Silva. Bruno, dude, you have to say Bruno Silva 1989. He's not the same as like the bantamweight Bruno Silva. All right, Brad Tavares, nice little Hawaiian fighter. We'll see what he can do. All right. How's the Gervonta Davis card going?
Devontae. That face-to-face interview was so stupid. Did you watch it?
Oh, their press conference or like back and forth thing?
Yeah.
That no.
No, like the ESPN camera face to like remote
No,
video
I didn't.
call face to face.
I didn't.
To watch it was so funny.
Dude, I'm not gonna watch that shit.
Big man. It was funny, dude. You should watch it. It's actually really good.
I watched the Mike Tyson interview. That was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, well, dude, Stephen A. Smith is a national treasure.
He's like,
I mean,
oh, I see.
see it. His eyebrows are so expressive. His lips so expressive. Like,
I know.
dude, I'm just gonna say, man, Stephen A. Smith is the best MMA commentator. Fuck every single other one, dude.
Dude, he is.
They're all like overly pretentious.
At least he brings his personality into it.
Huh?
He brings his personality into it.
I know, dude.
I mean,
it's amazing.
Stephen A. is what BC from Morning Kombat wishes he was. Black. Nah, actually, like, he's probably racist, so. Or at least racist adjacent. um, how do I know like when their fight is coming up? Okay, schedule, view fight night. How do I know when this starts? Watch the fight live on Showtime pay-per-view. When is the pay-per-view for the boxing? It's $85. Holy shit, that's really expensive. Um, it doesn't tell me when the pay-per-view starts. When does the pay-per-view start? I don't know. Who cares? Ooh, nice little jab to a lead left hook from Tavares. I'm just gonna check in when this fight is over, or when this card is over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat something.
I mean, I'm gonna check in and see if the fight is on or not.
Is this the second to last fight?
Yeah,
What is this?
there's only the main event after this.
All right, solid.
Pretty nice and quick.
All right, let's see. Brad Tavares looking pretty good.
Yeah, good little body kick at 415. It was lead leg there. That's cool. Another bet left body kick. Yeah, dude. Bruno Silva hits hard, but I don't know. He looks like age really hit him. Holy
Oh
shit.
shit, that was terrible. Just now,
He like.
did
I mean, I know he's old. Oh, what is going on? Plus, Brad Tavares has a good chin. Silva looks tall in there. Oh, fuck, dude. That body kick. He's gonna bring it high, too, eventually. If Silva keeps, like, ducking into it like that. Tavares is looking pretty good. Hmm. Jab. Trading jabs. Man, there's still 2 minutes left of this round. I feel like it's almost over. Dude, is it just me or do these guys kind of look similar? Like, whenever the camera switches to a new angle, I feel like I'm taking too long to readjust who's who.
yeah.
It's like they don't even look that similar, but. Whoa, did he rock Silva? Oh, they're saying Brad's hurt.
Yeah, Brad was hurt there. Oh,
Oh,
holy
that
shit!
knee? Oh!
Silva really came back.
Yeah, I know. Wow, he's knocked out cold. He doesn't even know what happened. I don't know. Brad Tavares looked really good at the beginning of that fight, but
No, he really did. I'm not even sure how it got turned around. It just like Silva's power, man. He landed some winning shot that wasn't even clean, but it
yeah.
hurt him.
Well, he's up now. Looks like it was kind of a flash knockout.
Look at that. That was a beautiful punch.
But that's not what knocked him out.
No.
It stumbled him for sure, but it looked like he regained. He recovered pretty well from that. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely cracked him. Oh, that knee to the chin. Oh,
He still dodged the left hand follow up, then he just got hit by the right hand.
I know.
So,
But it's still a pretty sweet combination.
yeah, it was.
Knee, left that he dodges, and then boom. That right
I mean,
straight.
I feel like that was a pretty reasonable stoppage. He got like punch right to the
Oh,
ground.
of course.
Yeah.
He was out, man. You can see his reaction from when he stood up. Like, he didn't really know what happened. Yeah, that's why I don't fight. I don't really want to get kneed in the face and then punched.
Dude,
Yeah.
I want to get back into some combat sports. I haven't done the jiu-jitsu in so long.
Yeah. I don't know. It might be fun to spar striking, but definitely not in a place where it goes hard. Like, I feel like that's totally gym to gym. Like, with jiu-jitsu, sure, you can go hard and you might get fucked up, but you're not going to get, like, super beaten up.
The thing with jiu-jitsu is you can go hard, and worst case, you just tap early. There's no real reason you should getting
Yeah.
really fucked up in jiu-jitsu.
And they're, like, unless you're going in an insane place, they're going to let go when you tap.
Alright, there should be no reason you're getting fucked up by submissions in jiu-jitsu. Sure, like sometimes there can be accidents on your rope and stuff.
Like, people going hard, big guys, like, squeezing you hard and laying on top of you, sitting on your face.
Well, I tweaked my knee pretty badly when some guy pulled the Lahiva and took my back. Because he was, like, using my legs as leverage to, like,
Oh.
twirl around me.
I kind of, like...
That stuff can happen.
I kind of tweaked my knee when, like, someone put me in a heel hook, and I've never been put in a heel hook before, so I'm like... Like,
Yeah,
he didn't even yank it or crank it at all. I'm just like, oh, do you have a heel hook? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, tap. But he, like, still, just, like, the little bit of pressure he was putting on it made it feel weird for, like, a few months.
Yeah.
And
yeah, no, my knee got really, like, my knee was super bad for, like, a week, and then it was fine.
My left elbow still kind of, it just recently started hurting, even though, like, it got cranked pretty bad. Have you ever put in an armbar, like a bad armbar?
Yeah, I've gotten bad arm bars that really fuck. My elbows, the thing is, you know, like, remember when I was in Minnesota, I've had the
Yeah.
elbow issue? So it's like I can never tell if my elbow is just kind of funky right now because I've been lifting heavy, or if it's because, or if it was because of someone like Kimura or armbar.
Or because someone was, like, ripping out the ligaments.
Kind of just like it. No, I never let anyone like put crazy torque on it, but sometimes people just crank it really suddenly.
I know. Yeah, there's no reason to do that in rolling. Like, why would you do that? Like, if you're trying to learn, too, why would you crank on a submission?
Dude, it was a blue belt, too. The worst I got armbar was a blue belt who armbarred me when I was in his guard. And this is the beginning where I had no idea what was going on. And I was just like, why? Like, and he had me, like, completely locked in. Like, I couldn't do anything. I was like, dude, why are you cranking so hard and sudden?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Like, yeah, you have good experience, too. It's like not
I mean,
easy to get a...
Yeah, I guess I need to just style on this white belt. Like, I'm sure he's bigger than you too.
I just don't think it was an accident either, because like it was really hard to get a blue belt at that gym. Like,
Oh yeah.
it was a legit gym. So
Damn, dude, I have to give Brad Tavares credit. Like, you can see how he got hit with that big punch, and then he just like shook out the cobwebs immediately. And then even when he got hit in the knee, ooh, that right hand had a lot of power behind it, a lot of body weight behind that sucker.
I mean, honestly, Brad Tavares, I bet his chin is cracked, but he's looked solid. It looks like a technically sound middleweight.
Yeah,
which they're
like
pretty
against
good.
Dricus Duplessis.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Dricus Duplessis. Like, he was
I don't have high hopes for Bruno Silva though.
No, me neither.
He hits really hard, but that's about all you can say.
Yeah.
All right, main event time, baby. Blaydes
You
by
know?
first round. Pavlovich by first round KO.
Rory Sandhagen and Kamaru.
Kamaru Usman. Why are they there? It's kind of weird. Yeah, want to go to the Apex Fight Night? No one in either of our
Probably already
divisions.
there for some. And I'm like,
Yeah.
he's the center.
Dude, I'll respect Aljo if he goes in with that hairstyle. With like the shaved on the sides fro. Dreads are overused. Okay, just get to the main event. We don't need to preview Cejudo Sterling.
Missed that pay-per-view.
Dude, did you listen to
Dude, the way Cejudo fucked up Dominic Cruz, man.
Yeah, he
Cejudo's
fucked him
so
up.
good. I'm
Cejudo's
telling you,
really
man.
good.
Cejudo's so fucking good.
Did you listen to Demetrius Johnson on Ariel?
Cejudo's.
Oh my god, are you listening to Dom Cruz?
I was, yeah.
He's highlighting it. He's like, Keith Peterson stopped the fight too early on old Dom Cruz. Dude, that's classic.
I love it. I love
We
it.
got into the sport like right at the birth of an amazing meme. Smelled like alcohol and cigarettes.
Keith Peterson, who just happened to smell like alcohol and cigarettes that night,
Yeah.
has called this fight a no call. Just like I would just love if Dominic Cruz kept inserting that every time Keith Peterson's judging. Keith Peterson, who during my fight with Alka Cejudo, not something I this fight.
I love the cigarettes too. Like, did he lose judgment because he was smoking too much? Just smells like a good time. Dude, Sergey Pavlovich, biggest derp of the UFC. Most top position time in UFC heavyweight history, 1 hour and 6 minutes.
Dude, I feel like it's a bad thing.
I
Like,
know, that's not that good of a thing.
that just tells me you have top position and you don't do anything with it. That's like a count against you.
Dude, I do like the heavyweight division. Like, it's not a quick division, but it's good because the fighters, like, get so old in it. Like, you get, like, each fighter has, like, 4 or 5 different phases of their careers. Because, like, Curtis Blaydes is an hour of top control of the UFC. And it's like, it seems like he's just reaching his prime now.
It's a stupid stat. Like, if you were trying to go for more top position, that would mean you have worse ground and pound or
I
worse
know.
submissions. Like, it's literally like I have bad grappling. It's like, why would you have? It's like the octagon time stat. It's like it's not you. We should just be counting number of fights if that's what you care about. Octagon time just means you're going to decisions over and over again. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I guess it means you aren't getting finished early.
It's
But it
like
also means
average
you're
fight
not
time is
finishing.
interesting.
That's like an interesting, informative stat. The total octagon time stat's fucking stupid. I have no idea why people care about that.
Yeah, it is dumb. I mean, who has the most octagon time in the UFC right now? Max Holloway?
Yeah, didn't they? Oh no. Or yeah, I think
He has the most strikes in the UFC. I don't know if he has the most octagon time, probably. Who else? Clay Guida? Like, Clay Guida has the most fights, I think, but he gets finished a lot. Max is in, like, 5-round fights all the time, and more often than not, they go the distance.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I don't think since we've been watching, Max Holloway has been in less than a 25-minute long fight. Volkanovski twice,
yeah, right.
Yair, Cater, Allen. That's fucking 125 minutes right there. Like, that is kind of insane. All of them went the distance. What was Max Holloway's last finish anyway? Jose Aldo? I guess Brian Ortega, technically.
Yeah, Brian Ortega got finished. I mean, but part of it's also just like the top featherweights have like chins of steel right now. Like the fact that Calvin Cater's never been dropped is crazy.
He's never been dropped?
Yeah.
Has Ortega been dropped?
Well, Ortega was dropped by Max Holloway, so at least in that fight he was.
Oh. Uh, Allen's never been dropped. Not really. Even in the fifth round, I don't think they technically assigned that as getting dropped. Or, like, assigned that as a knockdown.
Yeah, I think he's getting dropped outside the UFC though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Or maybe
Allen's chin is probably the
Calvin Kattar.
worst out of everyone. Maybe Ilya Taporia, too. He doesn't really have an iron chin. I mean, he did just get head kicked by Jai Herbert. That'd probably crack anyone's chin, but
Right.
like a clean head kick like that, I don't
It's not
know.
necessarily that chin, you know.
Yeah. So we have Mozar Evloev versus who is he fighting? Bryce Mitchell. Isn't that a step down? I mean, he just fought Dan Ige. I feel like Bryce Mitchell's a step below Dan Ige. Am I wrong?
Ah, I feel like they're the same. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe around the same. I think that'd be a better fight than Evloev versus Bryce Mitchell. It's like you really just want to see Bryce Mitchell lose again.
I mean, sure. Apparently, Bryce Mitchell got his degree from like a university mill, basically. Because like, a bunch of conservatives on r/UFC like to say that Bryce Mitchell has like a bachelor's in econ, so he's really smart about economics.
Yeah.
But he got his degree from like conservative Christian values university or something.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
you know.
I also love conservatives being like, college is indoctrinating us, but also Bryce Mitchell has a degree in economics, so he's a smart boy. All right, Curtis Blaydes versus Sergey Pavlovich. So this will be a good fight. Curtis Blaydes, obviously known as like the heavyweight wrestler. Sergey Pavlovich, known as the heavyweight knockout artist. I'm just trying to think though. Like Sergey Pavlovich has really only knocked people out that have tried to strike with him. Like Derek Lewis and Tai Tuivasa were tailor-made matchups because their styles are to just swing and bang. And when you have a guy that just hits just as hard as them, if not harder, but has much more technical striking and is faster, like Sergey Pavlovich will eat those guys up all day. Curtis Blaydes does like to strike with people. He has very heavy hands. He's got pretty clean striking. He's really worked hard on his striking last couple of years, cleaning it up. He's also got good wrestling. I wouldn't say he has great finishing abilities with the wrestling, but you know, if you can mix it in and to be successful with your takedowns, that's a very good weapon at heavyweight, regardless. Even if you're just controlling them on the ground and landing the bare minimum amount of ground and pound shots, like it's still really good. I don't know how Sergey Pavlovich is going to deal with the wrestling threat. Is he going to be able to draw it out of Curtis Blaydes, or is Curtis Blaydes going to be using it like proactively and stuff? Oh, by the way, this is interesting that Pavlovich is coming out after Blaydes. Like I would imagine Blaydes is higher ranked than Pavlovich. I guess they're pretty similar. Pavlovich is good though. I think the question all comes down to, is Pavlovich's striking going to be good enough to force Blaydes to go for the takedown? And is the takedown going to be ready available for Blaydes, Curtis Blaydes? If Blaydes can't get the takedown, it's still going to be a fun fight. I would favor Pavlovich in that, though. And if he can get the takedown, how good is Pavlovich's stand-up abilities? How good is his takedown defense if Blaydes actually starts shooting for it? I think if Pavlovich can get Blaydes on the back foot and like panic shooting, he can stuff it. He'll probably be able to stuff it pretty easily. By virtue of just how big of a guy he is. Like, I know Curtis Blaydes weighs like a pound more than Pavlovich, but Pavlovich looks bigger to me. Dude, Pavlovich is saying like, I'm gonna punch him so hard he's not gonna want to shoot. I don't think that's how it works, my boy. Like, you're gonna be throwing punches. It's gonna try to duck underneath it. Level change. Maybe also be prepared with some knees. Like, I know he loves punching, but dude, Jesus Christ, I would not want to fight that fucking guy. That guy's a monster. He does this sign of the cross and then bends over and touches his toes. That's how he gets ready for fighting. Oh, man.
Alright, did I miss it?
Nope. 30 seconds.
What?
30 seconds it starts, apparently. They're in commercial.
God damn. This downtime between fights is so long. Go and take a It in between.
Yeah, I know. 17-1 versus 17-3. They're pretty evenly matched. 84-inch reach advantage though for Pav, or not 84 reach, 84-inch reach, 4-inch advantage. So just fighting a guy with 0 arms.
Or Pavlovich could have mega arms.
Yeah, it's like twice the size.
Dude, I'm surprised their records are so close. I thought Blaydes had been fighting for way longer.
I know. Um, the other thing I'm kind of surprised on is like I always just for some reason assumed Pavlovich was the bigger of the two, but Blaydes is 2 inches taller and like 2 pounds heavier.
So I think the main card for Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis starts at 8. So we should have some time in between, I guess.
Really? It starts at 8?
8 my time.
Maybe.
That's what
I don't know how did you find that out?
I saw a poster.
Because this says
Yeah,
'cause
the
I'm-
action starts at 8. No, sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern time. So right now, it started right now. So we're gonna have more than enough time.
No, it
Even
started an hour ago.
oh yeah, you're right.
So
Well, there's 4 cars. You know how they stretch out boxing events.
I know. Definitely not gonna miss it.
But the annoying thing is they don't have something that like updates in real time. I'm sure there's like news websites that update it in real time. Let me see if I can find one. Davis versus Garcia event update. MMA fighting.
$85 to buy this fight. These people are out of their mind.
Yeah, $85 to buy the fight. Elijah Garcia versus Kevin Salgado. That already happened. And then they had that's the only fight that happened so far. So one of the 3 fights before the main events ended. Oh shit, dude. This is going to be a good ass fight. Pavlovich is a big motherfucker. Dude, can you see why I thought he was bigger than Blaydes? Like, he just looks like maybe it's just because he stands up straighter than a lot of opponents.
I mean, I think he is bigger, right?
No, he's 2 pounds lighter and 2 inches shorter. The one thing you missed is Dominic Cruz was like, oh, when Pavlovich was asked, are you going to like change your fighting style against a wrestler? He's going to be like, Pavlovich responded by, my punches come faster than his takedowns. Curtis Blaydes isn't going to want to punch with me. Dude, this is the thing though. Curtis Blaydes, holy shit, dude, he's rocking him. Pavlovich has rocked Curtis Blaydes twice with right hands. But Blaydes has landed some good counter shots. Yeah, Blaydes is connecting. Pavlovich has a good fucking chin. Blaydes has put people out with those shots before. Dude, this is a crazy. Look at Blaydes' face. It looks so red. Maybe that's just my TV.
I'm happy that Sergey isn't just like backing up to the fence because he does like do best when he moves forward.
Sergey? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this cage looks really small for these 2 guys.
I know, it's also funny.
Good leg kick from Blaydes there.
Apex.
Pavlovich's straight punches are so good. Kind of checked that leg kick. Oh, that was a clean one too. Oh!
Oh damn.
Am I behind you? Where you dropped
I
it?
thought you were ahead of me and like someone got finished.
No. I'm like 10 seconds behind you. Dude, that was right on the dome.
I know it was, yeah.
Right on like the hardest part of the head.
Rushing forward and like landing shitty jabs and stuff.
Dude, Curtis Blaydes is not gonna wrestle, is he? He's kind of a dumbass.
Oh, super wobbly.
God damn it, dude. Oh my
All right,
god, that jab.
I know it's just a jab that's wobbling Curtis so much.
Honestly, dude, it's weird. Pavlovich's looping shots are like less damaging than his straight punches. Easy takedown defense.
Yeah, I was
Oh my
gonna say
god,
Curtis
dude.
needs to shoot, but
Pavi's jab is so good. Or we have
yeah,
to
he's
call
just
this
taking his jab. I
Pavlov.
think he's like basically just landed his one and then his 1-2 when his jab misses.
Dude, we need to call it Pavlov's jab. Whenever I throw the jab, you get wobbled. That's the. Oh my god, dude. Dude, holy shit on a monkey. Oh man.
Wasn't not afraid of the takedown.
What did I say, man? Pavlovich round 1 KO. That was a clinic. That was a clinic.
Yeah, dude, that was really fucking insane.
I told you, Curtis Blaydes has the wrestling, but he's a dumbass. He chooses to strike. He's been choosing to strike lately. Like, what are you doing? He waited until he was wobbled.
Like, he's just like unable to train wrestling. He's gotten older. Like, why he's moved away from it? But
dude, he
if
waited until he got
if there were any
wobbled.
fight where I was coming in with the plan to take someone down, it would be this one.
He waited until he got wobbled to shoot. What are you doing, my man?
I know.
Dude, those straight punches from Pavi. So good. Dude, look at that motherfucker. Dude, this guy, man. Pavlovich
he
is...
has good accuracy. He just has good like pressure, good accuracy, and really good power. Just like a good formula for heavyweights.
Dude, I know. It's like a burn deck. You're like building a burn deck.
No, it is literally like a burn deck. It really is. Like he can't. He just hasn't even had to go past round 1. I have no faith in him after like 2:30 round 2.
No, dude. Apparently he has good cardio.
I have zero faith in this guy.
Apparently he has good cardio. There's a fight where he went the full 25 minutes before he got in the UFC, and he looked good.
Okay, that was before he got into the UFC.
It doesn't matter. He's still going 25 minutes, and that's like 6-7 years ago. Like, dude, his cardio has to have improved since then, and like, I guess like you're not gonna get someone that can put a pace on you like John Jones, but that's still a good evidence.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends on the pace of that. I don't know. Outside of the UFC, like it depends on the pace. It depends on what was going on in that fight.
I mean, dude,
But,
if he fought like that, that's still a pretty fucking good pace. I mean, this is like pretty much hearsay.
I don't think he can keep up that pace for 25 minutes.
I mean, I'll have to watch the fight, but
That's what I'm trying to say.
he's so... Dude, Pavlovich is a fucking monster, man. Like, if John Jones didn't want to retire after his next fight before this fight, he's definitely going to want to now. Why would you fight Pavlovich? If you're John Jones or Stipe and you win the belt, why would you stick around? When Pavlovich is the guy coming after you? Dude, this guy came up from nowhere. No one was talking about him. He knocks out Derek Lewis. No one's really talking about him still because it's kind of controversial. Then he knocks out Tai Tuivasa and people are like, eh. Then you just see him as the backup for the title fight. And now he just cleans out the #1 contender, basically. Dude, this guy's a monster. Dude, and he has a good chin.
Yeah, he does. I'm just saying, like, John Jones. John Jones, I would still favor John Jones if they fought. I don't think John Jones is going to risk it, but I would still favor John Jones.
Oh, yeah, I'd favor John Jones, but, like, I wouldn't favor him.
Longest first round KO streak in modern UFC history.
That's crazy.
Yeah, heavyweight thing, though.
Dude, no. But come on, dude. This guy represents the unranked heavyweights. He's brought the spirit of the unranked heavyweight into the top 5.
He did, yeah. I mean, he knows how to protect his head, and he knows how to jab well. That's already.
Dude, Sergey Pavlovich single-handedly, like, causing the devolution of the heavyweight division. It went from guys like, Cyril Gahn and Tom Aspinall, guys that move a lot, are the new generation. They're the next big thing.
And Sergey's like, nope, that's
No.
it, just plodding
Yeah,
forward.
back to Rock'em Sock'em. I love how indignant he looks. He literally just looks like a Russian monster that they just like rolled out of a cave, and they're like, "All right, go to America, go beat up Americans." Is he calling for the title?
Nah, extra bonus. So I want to hear who he calls out.
Dude, he's fucking crazy. Dude, his jab was nuts.
His jab was really good. I mean, his jab was really good, but also Curtis wasn't moving his head or defending the jab
He
at
knocked
all.
Tai Tuivasa out with the jab too.
Dude, I'm just like, I guess I'm just not as impressed when it's like their opponents are taking no defensive measures against
I
the
mean, he's
10th
putting
time,
his
like
hands
the
up.
20th jab someone's thrown and hit you with.
Curtis put his hands up. That's a defensive measure.
Okay. Wasn't even like good.
I mean, it defended against the looping shots, but it's the jabs that just fucked him up.
He was getting hit with the jab on repeat. It's just, I'm only defending against a looping shot when I'm just getting hit with straight punches down the
This
middle.
this is Curtis Blaydes' defensive measures. This takedown attempt after I'm almost knocked out.
I mean, I just don't think MMA guards are good at. In MMA, you don't have the glove size to defend against straights using your guard. That's the problem with
Yeah, you
MMA.
don't. All right, well, nice. Let's call it for now, and
That's why I'm just like, okay, yeah, of course.
I
Like, he
don't
can
I don't
throw
want to
good
watch
jabs.
all of this
I don't
boxing
know.
card.
Look,
So
I just think against John Jones, he's going to be met with like a single adjustment against a jab and just be dumbfounded or what to do. Like,
dude, I think that's a little crazy.
no, it's not, dude. Like, what's he gonna do? He just does.
Dude, he
Like,
throws jabs and looping
anyone
shots.
who
You need to
takes
defend
any
against all of that
measure
shit.
against-
The guy's super accurate. Like, he also has his jabs are really quick too. Like, sure, John Jones can move his head. That's step one. But
He himself just plods forward and throws jabs. I just don't think it's a hard thing to dismantle.
you need good footwork. You need to have good head movement. You also just need to move a lot. Like, yeah, he plods forwards, but he's not chasing you around. Say what you want. Like, it could have been a lack of Curtis's footwork or
I mean,
like
he's not
a,
running after
a
you, but
boon to his footwork,
he's
but
just inching into range. Like, he wasn't cutting the cage off really either.
he didn't need to cut the cage. What are you talking about? Like, the only reason
I'm
you cut the
saying
cage
that
off,
against anyone who who has good footwork and
dude.
can do literally any
Curtis
defensive
Blaydes
measure against
knocked
plodding
out Chris
forward jabbing,
Dawkins. He
he's
also
going to lose.
Curtis Blaydes has been like fucking up everyone in heavyweight. He was beating Tom Aspinall on the feet. He looked faster than Tom Aspinall. Had
He
better.
hasn't been fucking up like
Knocked
Tom
out Chris
Aspinall
Dawkins.
landed Tom Aspinall fight lasted less than a minute.
Yeah, and
wasn't
he was
fucking up
beating Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall broke his leg.
Dude, in that
come
minute, he was
on.
beating him. He was
That's
landing.
absurd.
He was throwing faster punches, landing more than Tom
He
Aspinall.
landed like 2 shots. Like, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
So
but
what? You can't say like.
so
you just
wait, dude.
dismantled
What am I
Tom
saying
Aspinall.
that's wrong then? If he's
Fight
fighting,
lasted less than a
if he's
minute.
faster than
So
Tom Aspinall and more accurate than Tom Aspinall in that minute, what's wrong with saying that? Like, how can we not use that as a
that's not
measuring
good enough-
stick?
That's not a good enough data set of information. I don't even think you can say he's more accurate than Tom Aspinall because Tom Aspinall barely threw anything.
I mean,
And
if
that's
Tom
because
Aspinall
he's
was running
accurate.
Tom Aspinall was running into range eating shots, like, I think that's fair to say
You
that.
can't say he's more accurate than him because that would
In that
require
minute,
him
he's
to
more
give Tom
accurate than him.
Aspinall accuracy. No, Tom Aspinall didn't throw anything.
He
It's like
tried
you're
to. He got
comparing
countered.
nothing to like 2 shots from Curtis Blaydes. This is crazy. Like,
I mean, eating 2 shots clean. I think that like you're right. You can't like
I
definitively
lasted
say
less
he's
than a
better.
minute, James.
You can't say like, oh, he's better than Tom Aspinall definitively, but in that minute, like, you can
Exactly.
take observations
barely
from
say
that
anything
minute
about Curtis-
and apply it to
barely
other
say
fighters in the
anything
division.
About Curtis Blaydes relative to Tom Aspinall from that fight.
What?
Barely anything.
No, there's definitely things you can say. Like, He looked
Like
faster than him.
barely
He
anything,
landed
because the fight did not last nearly long enough before Tom
in the
Aspinall
beginning of
missed
the
his own goal.
fight. He looked faster than Tom Aspinall.
Dude, the fight lasted less than a minute. Like you have no clue. You just don't know.
I mean, but you literally, like, I mean, you can still see, like, sure, maybe he's not
No,
fat, like, maybe he
you don't
gasses
understand, because
out.
you don't even know. What if Tom Aspinall just started slow in the first minute?
Okay,
What
then
if
you can still say in the first minute
and
he's faster
dramatically
than him.
slow down after 2 minutes when because he gets tired? Like you have no clue. You literally have no clue. The first minute of a fight isn't nearly enough to get any judgment about it because the
No,
vast majority of
I
fights,
completely
even when
disagree.
they're
I
like
think the
great
first
fights,
minute's a
don't
huge
end in
judgment
the first
call.
minute.
When you see how two fighters interact for a minute, I think that's invaluable. Don't you? Like, you don't think, you think that, oh, well, I'll have to throw it out because it only
You're
lasted
saying
a minute.
that's invaluable. So like it's almost like you're saying that you would rather see a fight for a short amount of time than a long amount of time. Like, do you agree the longer the fight
If
is,
I'm
the more
look,
information?
look, this is what I'm saying. If I'm trying to predict a fight and basically who I think is a better fighter, I would rather look at the first. I'd rather look at a minute of them fighting and use that to help base my decision off of who's a better fighter than not have that minute of fighting.
Okay,
And
but
in that sense, I think it's
no,
invaluable.
Dave, this is actually like a fucking stupid thing to say. Sure, it might be better than nothing, but we should still, at the end of it, acknowledge that we have very little information and we shouldn't be basing our predictions or like other.
I just
We
don't
shouldn't
think.
be using this as valuable information. It's information, sure, but it's absolutely
But
not invaluable information. In fact, it's pretty low quality information.
I
I have a
disagree
data set,
completely, dude. Like when you
I have
see
a
it,
data
dude.
James, this is actually fucking retarded. If I have a data set of 10 observations,
Yeah.
that data set may be better than having no data set at all, but it's still a pretty useless data set because 10 observations is pretty much useless for studying anything empirically.
But I don't think that
Same thing here.
having I don't think that like having a complete data set is really that important when you're looking at like who can land cleaner punches, who's faster, who has better footwork. Like if one person
It
Samyak,
is. Absolutely
Samyak,
is.
if one person is like proves to be faster in an exchange and lands faster punches, would you say that that's useless because there's only one exchange, or would you need to see that exchange like happen like 10 times throughout the course of the fight to show you that they're a faster fighter than their opponent?
Okay. So that exchange happens. Then let's say we add one more exchange to this data set, and in the second exchange, it was the other way around. The second person was faster. Who was faster?
Well, I would say we would need to see more then.
Oh my God, there you go. We don't know because if a single exchange can change your opinion of who's faster, it's almost like having one exchange isn't good enough information to conclusively determine who's faster or slower.
Have we seen that a lot though, where one person looks faster in one area of the fight and then like
Absolutely.
they
JT
punch
versus
and they're
Fiziev.
way slower in a different area?
JT versus
I don't think
Fiziev.
that that's like I think generally if a person demonstrates
Absolutely,
they're
we've seen
faster,
that.
they're still
Just gave you a good example. I just
what?
gave you a good example.
Who?
We've seen that plenty of times.
What was the example you gave me?
JT versus Fiziev.
Yeah, I mean that's when they
Oh my
slow
God.
down,
It's
but
almost like the first minute of a fight is different from the second minute, third minute, fourth minute, because other things come into play too. Adjustments happen, cardio occurs, like takes its toll. Like the brain gets overloaded with information. Like all these
I
things
mean
are
that's
happening
dude.
simultaneously.
Watching the
There are
first minute
millions
of Fiziev
of
versus
evidence and
Gaethje,
make it so a single exchange in the first minute isn't good enough to come up with conclusive information about something.
I mean watching the first exchange of Fiziev versus Gaethje, I
You're
think
acting
is
like
still a
there's
good
zero
illustrator of
fights.
that fight.
You're acting like there's no fights where some exchanges go to some guy and other exchanges go to another guy. Like, of course, this happens all the time. There are probably fights on this card where that happened.
Yeah, okay, but that doesn't really
So
change.
what are you confused about? Of course, then a single exchange before which a fight ends abruptly because someone broke their own knee is kind of a stupid fight to gauge someone's ability off of,
I still
even
think, dude,
relative ability.
I still think it's fine. Like, even if you'd say, oh, they'd eventually lose the fight, you still gain valuable information. You're still like, Fiziev has the ability to
You
land
gain
huge
some
shots on
information. I would
Gaethje.
say you gain low quality information. It's not valuable information.
I mean, I don't know. I
Like you
disagree with
gain
that a
information
lot.
purely in a theoretical sense that something is better than nothing,
Like I
but
still
in
think
it's
I came out of
not
that
very
fight.
not very useful
Like
information.
honestly, dude, I came out of the Gaethje Fiziev fight pretty much after the 15 minutes, pretty much the same as I was after like the first minute. The only thing that changed my
How?
opinion,
That's insane that you could
dude, the
say that.
only thing that
The
changed my
first
opinion
minute
is
looks
that,
so much different from the
dude, oh
last
my god,
5 minutes.
the only thing that changed my opinion is I thought Fiziev got like, I kind of my opinion on Fiziev changed in the fact that he seems to be more willing to like take damage and like get sloppy than I thought he
That's some
was.
of the most. So you thought? Did you think after the first minute of that fight that Gaethje was gonna win?
No,
Okay. So you're saying your opinion of the both fighters was the same after the first minute compared to at the end of the fight.
yeah.
Do you disagree with the decision?
Well, I mean, I told you how my opinion on Fiziev changed, right?
Okay, it seems like it changed substantially then. It seems like what I'm saying then holds true.
My opinion on Fiziev changed in the fact that he showed to be more willing to like turn it into a sloppy brawl than I originally was expecting him to. Like after the first minute, I'm like, oh, he's probably gonna stay technical, keep kicking the leg, and he kind of let it get more sloppy. But my opinion that he's
Do you
faster
see
than
how?
Gaethje, lands crisper punches than Gaethje, and has better footwork than Gaethje, stayed after the first minute throughout the rest of the fight. He just like devolved and got more sloppy. I thought Fiziev won that fight, and I'm pretty sure you did too. Um,
Oh, you thought Fiziev won the fight?
yeah, and I still think he's a better fighter than
I
Gaethje.
mean,
I think he
setting
needs
that
to make
aside,
minor
setting
adjustments.
that aside, I think the last round rather, showed us new information that definitely changed my opinion of Fiziev
What? What
and
did show?
Gaethje.
What? How did it change your opinion?
It showed me that Fiziev's speed doesn't like maintain over 15 minutes. It's the cardio plays a big enough role that it disrupts Fiziev's primary game plan.
I mean, I would say that the second round changed my opinion on Fiziev more than like
Okay,
the third round.
sure. That statement proves what I'm trying to say though,
But dude,
which
you
is
can
that
still look
the
at the
more
first
rounds
minute
you
and be
have,
like,
the more minutes you have of a fight, the more valuable that fight is in
yeah, the
terms
more
of.
valuable the footage becomes, but like that doesn't mean that the first minute isn't valuable footage like you've been saying it is.
You were
That is
describing
low
it as
quality.
invaluable. You were
It is
describing it as
invaluable
like,
when you're talking about who's gonna
oh my
fight. Like,
god, no,
look at
and
dude,
that's
seeing their interact. Dude, if you see
if
Fiziev like
only.
blitzing Justin Gaethje and landing like three punch combinations on him, you wouldn't like you just throw that out.
I'm not saying I'm throwing it out. I'm saying it's like
Or I guess like you wouldn't give it much mind.
for if it's just the first minute, no, of course not.
Okay.
Because in fights there are so many other variables that affect people's speed, people's accuracy, that I would want to see people's speed and accuracy in a varied set of
I mean,
conditions
it sounds to
over a
me
longer
like
period of time.
you want to just see the entire fight. When I think there's
Well,
definitely
I
like
would need to
things you
see
I think there's
more than
definitely
this.
aspects of the first
Dude,
minute that you can
Curtis
apply
Blaydes
throughout the
versus
entire
Tom
thing.
Aspinall was a single exchange.
There's like two exchanges.
Single exchange. Barely even one exchange. Like, I just don't see how on
It's like
earth
one and a
you
half.
can say, like, this isn't even comparable to one full round of fighting. It was like a fight with a slow start that lasted for literally a single exchange before Tom Aspinall broke his knee.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
definitely
I'm
want to
not
see
saying
more. I
why I
agree
need
with
this
you
whole
there.
fight or I need this much. I'm saying like, yeah, it's not that valuable at that point.
Anyway, let's call it for now and do boxing when the main event starts.
Yeah, sure, I'm done.
All right. Talk to you later.